Hello, good day to you. This recording is for setting up new buyer transactions. The first thing I'm going to do is sign into Zipforms, and then I'm going to create a new transaction by pressing this button, New. I'm going to do a new purchaser offer because I'm going to work with a buyer. The first thing I'm going to do is it asks you to enter the property address. At this point, you most likely may not have an address because you should be setting your file up for an initial consultation. So I'm going to put in the buyer's names for now, and then once we have an address, we can change it over. You will not need to choose your location because it should already be in there. And then we don't need to choose a property address because we don't have it. Let's just assume that they're looking for a residential property. Maybe you don't know yet. That's fine. I always go with residential. And then if we have to worry about condominiums or multi-units, we can worry about it later on. So I'm going to click residential. And then your name will be here as the agent. You don't have to select any templates. It's already done for you. And then you hit save. And here's our transaction. So the first page, there's not much we can really do on because we don't have a property address yet. So if you look at your gray toolbar here, we're going to go through each of these tools at the top. So summary page, there wasn't anything for us to do because, like I said, we don't have an address. The next step we'll go to is parties. This is where you'll see your name as a selling agent. And then the rest of these people are here for your support. It just so happens to be all me on this transaction. So let's start with buyer one. Let's add them. And we can put in their names. And I'm just going to throw in an email. And then you can add their phone number if you have it also. And then we're going to hit save down at the bottom. You should put in their address if you have it. We want to have their street address in there. So Bob is all set to go. Now, just to make a note of this, before you set up a file like this, it would be great if you could get their actual legal names. Now, Bob is actually his legal name, so we're going to go with that. But let's make sure it's not Robert or even a Robert Jr. or Senior. So check on their legal names before you set up their file. We'll hit save. Now we do have a second buyer. So I'm going to click over here for buyer two. Same thing for Betty. If we happen to have her legal name, if she does have one, that's great. You do not need to add the address for Betty because it's going to come through since we added Bob's address. You do want to add her email and her phone number, though, if you have both of those. And then we're going to hit save. Okay, so we have all of our parties in here. So we are ready to move on to the next tab. I'm up at the gray toolbar. We did summary. There was nothing for us to do. We just filled out the parties. And now we're going to go to documents. Now, if you're concerned and are not sure of what documents that you should use, the first document I suggest you go to is right here. It's called the All Points Documents Checklist for Buyers. And here are all the required documents as needed, and then purchase documents. So you're welcome to scroll through this. You can print it for your accessibility, whatever works best for you. But we're just going to X out of that. The next document is a transaction information sheet. You don't need to worry about that right now. And then the next folder, this first gray folder, is called Working Documents. And we're going to click on that. So this is set up as easily as possible for you. We are going to just sign up our buyers so that we can take them out to a showing. So we're gonna choose our first few documents. I'm gonna click on the upper left-hand box of each document we need. We need prospective parties, agency disclosure, exclusive right to represent buyer, and affiliated business agreement. Those are your 4 documents that are required for signing up a prospective client. So the next thing I want to do is fill out all 4 of these documents. I can go into Open in Forms Editor. And here they are. So the first one is, we'll just use today's date, October 17th. We can put in Bob Buyer. I can't type, sorry. Who is filling out this paperwork? It is Larissa. And on the behalf of Century 21. We're not going to go over the contents of the documents. If you're not sure of what the contents are or how to fill out these documents, then connect with your sales manager, set up a meeting with them, and they can help you. So this is a prospective parties form. It is filled out and complete. The next form is real estate agency disclosure. We are going to set up our buyers, and they are in here. And what day am I presenting this on? I'm presenting it on October 17th. So this is filled out. The next document is going to be your exclusive right to represent your buyer. I'm going to put in New Haven County. It may be that you're only going to sign your buyer up for 1 day or 3 days, or maybe you're just going to do the individual address. You can put in each address as you sign them up. Let's get dates in here. Now, once again, it's going to be whatever the buyers want to choose for dates. I'm going to go strong and go with 6 months and put in my dates. Let's see. So the next thing we're going to fill out is our professional service fee or our commission. I am going to go strong and request 3%. Highly recommended by Ryan and Kelly that we get 3% in there, and then we can work things out with the buyers at a later time. I'm seeing many people selling themselves short and would like to see more 3%. I do see quite a few of them. So they are out there. You can do it. If you need assistance with how to talk commissions, once again, connect with your sales manager. Okay, and then that's all I put in for the exclusive right to represent buyer. And then we have the affiliated business arrangement disclosure form. We don't have a property yet, but we can still address this with the buyer. So that's filled out. All I did was add, I checked off the box that they were the purchaser and put in the date when I sent it to them. And that's it. Documents are done, filled out. So next step, what do we want to do? You have an option. You could print them and bring them with you with your buyer consultation, and then just have them, you all can sign when they're ready. So you would just go over here and you would hit print. You can also prepare them for e-signing. We can send them out for e-signing right now if we want to. So I want to do that. I've already had my consultation. I've already discussed this all with the buyers, and they are on board, ready to list. So let's get that document signed. We're going to hit prepare signing. Now, for me, I like to put in it's not a purchase. I like to do this only because I do a lot of these every day, and this will help me not get confused when they come back to me signed. I can see it in my email. You can leave it blank if you want, just the way that it was. I think it said prospective parties. It's your choice. I also choose not to send it back to a folder. That's my choice. I like it to come back to its own little folder, and then I move the documents where I want them. This is just the way that I've worked. It's completely up to you. If you want to select a folder where you want it to go to. If you were to select a folder for this one, it would go into executed documents because all the documents will be getting signed at once. But I'm not going to choose a folder. I'm going to hit create. And then I need to add my parties. So who is signing? I'm going to add from the transaction. Bob has to sign. Betty has to sign. And Larissa has to sign as the agent. Now, something you can do when you're sending documents in a final completion is you can CC your transaction coordinator. That would be Larissa Foster, transaction coordinator. If you click there and go over here to remote signer, you can hit CC. So I will get notified when all the documents get signed. I'm going to hit select. And then I'm going to go to tools. Okay, and I'm just going to go through these. This is another opportunity for you to read through everything, make sure you have everything in there. First document does not need to be signed, just presented to the prospective party. Real estate agency disclosure notice does need to be signed by all three parties, and here's all three signatures, and this is correctly filled out. Exclusive right to represent buyer needs to be signed by all parties. So just check and make sure that we want them to sign on the right document, on the right boxes. We want them to sign here. Now down here on number 12C, I did not put in a date that I want them to still pay me on. So I'm going to actually delete those two initials. And I just clicked on it and hit trash. Click on it and hit trash, and those initials go away. We're all set here. And doing this through e-sign is really, really helpful because it's making sure that everything is getting checked where it needs to be and initialed where it needs to be. I see a lot of blank spaces where buyers are not initialing in these spots. If this isn't fully filled out and signed and initialed and an attorney sees it, it very well could be that you may not be able to collect a commission on this, and we don't want that to happen. So doing this through e-sign is really, really helpful for you, the buyers, and to make sure that you get commission. We want to make sure you get paid. So that's the exclusive right to represent buyer. It's all set. We have signatures all set down here. The next is the affiliated business arrangement disclosure form. And the only trick down here is that you have to add the buyer's signatures. So I just went over here to Betty Buyer. I grabbed the sign here and dragged it over to this spot. Now I'm going to grab Bob and I'm going to drag it over here. So I also see, oops, I have buyer 1 and buyer 2 switched. Does it really matter? No. But if you make a mistake, it's okay. You can just move things around as you like. That's it. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to hit send. I don't usually do custom invites, so I hit send. And off the documents went. Now, if I hadn't been going through and explaining all of this, it would have taken me about 4 minutes to get that done. Even less time if I was just going to print it and take it with me. Super easy, super quick. That's how you set up your new buyers with the documents. When you're ready to come back and do your purchase and sale, check in with your TC, check in with the sales manager. If you want some help with that, give a shout out to any of the TCs and sales managers, and we're happy to help you. Hope this helps you guys. Have a good day.